Hey guys, what's up? Smeagol here. This video is about lagging body parts. I made several videos on the topic, but we continue to have them, and I continue to learn something new every single day about lagging body parts. And I told you guys my view on bodybuilding and anything in life is experimenting and observing. Observing people that have the same struggles as you and have overcome them, and then just looking at people in general, and drawing out conclusions. So, first thing I believe in is you got to have a big database. I don't believe in drawing conclusions based on just one person. I was looking at two, three, four, even five people. I look at different people, different genetic makeups, white, black, whatever, and I look for the common threads, the patterns. Because if you see 20 different people doing 20 different things, but you notice at least one thing that they all have in common, that's worth noting down. That's the secret to understanding to me, is looking the ability to look for patterns and common threads. So for lagging body parts, I've been studying that shit for a long time, reading, observing, experimenting, and I've realized the two biggest reasons. Now this is just coming from me. This is my opinion. This is not uh, something you'll see probably in a scientific magazine or whatever. Maybe you will, maybe not, but it's just based on my observations. The two biggest reasons for lacking body parts, other than genetics, obviously, is genetics do play a part. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't like using the word genetic because a lot of people take it too far and use it as a complete roadblock that cannot be overcome. So for that reason, when I do a lot of my studies, I try to keep genetics to like a in their own little corner. Like I said, that genetics did decide your starting point in the race. You might have a head start, but that does not mean that the person who's behind won't be able to catch up or even surpass you with enough hard work, knowledge, determination, and all that good shit. So the first cause is poor mind muscle connection. That's one thing I realized because all my not only the people I looked at, but even myself, the body parts that I have great mind muscle connection with, actually my dominant body parts. Um, on my physique, like my chest, my biceps, things like that, and body parts that I was able to develop a great mind muscle connection with, and that I was even able to like flex, not by flexing like this, but like just like for example the pec bands and things like that. Those body parts I was able to control that well started making tremendous and gains and progress. And the ones that I have a hard time recruiting, I obviously my lagging body parts, and it's no surprise. So the number one cause is poor mind muscle connection. And right now I'm going to state the problems, and then after that I'm going to give you guys the solutions that I came up with to overcome that. The second thing is your body doesn't see it as important. I have a word pack where I literally wrote down, all my, you know, data and experiment, whatever. So the second cause and the last one I believe is your body does not see it as important for survival. You have to understand everything about bodybuilding. Everything about your body is survival. Your body was designed to survive and function. Even building muscle, your body does not know that you're trying to impress the girl down the street or the girl behind your classroom. Your body does not know that you're trying to win the Mr. Olympia. All your body sees is survival. If you can trick your body into believing that something is needed for your survival, it will respond in that body part. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned from experimenting my physique. Survival. It's all about evolution, adaptation, and survival. So the first problem, poor mind muscle connection. Here's how to fix it. Number one, usually you could tell you have poor mind muscle connection when other muscle groups take over. Like if you're doing your chest and your triceps get the pump instead of your chest, then you could tell, you know, um, where the problem is. And if you're doing like back exercises and you don't feel in your lats, usually it's because other muscle groups are taking over. You're doing bicep curls and you notice it's hard for you to keep your arms close to your body and your shoulders tend to come up. It also shows you your poor mind muscle connection. But anyway, number one is isolation. And number one way to bring up lagging body parts is isolation. You want to isolate them things to avoid the recruitment of other muscle groups because your body will look for the easiest way to move away from A to B. Your body does not know what a barber curl textbook form looks like. Your body will try its hardest to use the easiest way to bring the barber up. So it'll arc your back without you actually trying to. Your shoulders will come up, things like that. So you have to isolate the muscle. You want to make it grow. Um, you want to avoid compound movements for that lagging body. But if you have a lagging chest, believe it or not, yes, you still want to bench and things like that, but you want to incorporate a lot of flies. You want to develop the mind muscle connection. If you have a lagging chest for a long time and you still benching and you're not getting gains from it, take a break from benching. Believe it or not, move on to something else that isolates your chest better. Move on to dumbbell presses or just flies. Isolate that muscle group because it's the weak link. If it's a lagging body part, it's the weak link in your physique and in your body, in your body's recruitment pattern. So your body will obviously put it behind and use the stronger groups to take over. Number two, you want to lower the weight. Once again, if your body's recruiting other muscle groups, it's because you have a poor mind muscle connection, and your body's like, oh, this shit is too heavy. Let's find whatever way possible to lift the shit up. If you lower the weight, it's easier to focus on the muscle. If you have lagging biceps, lower the weight and focus on your concentration curls and your preacher curls. This way you don't have to worry about other muscle groups coming in to help you. So number one is isolation. Number two is you want to lower the weight, and the third solution to this problem is because of the second cause. Your body doesn't see it as important for survival. If you have a lagging body part, it's because your body just doesn't think it's important for your survival. So you want to trick that. You want to reverse that. So what you want to do is, number one, you want to prioritize that body part. You want to train it first in your routine. That's one way of doing it. You want to train it first. You want to for example, if you have lagging biceps and you're doing an arms day, don't start with triceps, start with biceps. If you have a lagging chest and you're doing, I don't know, some weird back and chest routine, start with chest. Always begin with the lagging body part. All right, your body will prioritize what you prioritize. I learned that from a lot of people. Uh, Another way to prioritize is to have a day or a workout just for that body part. That's one of the most effective ways. Have a day. I don't care if it's as small as your calves or your triceps. I remember at one point I told you guys when I had lagging triceps, I had a day just for triceps, and my triceps caught up really, really fast. Have a day just for that body part. Try. Just if you don't believe me, just give it a try for at least 4 weeks. You'll notice. Have a day just for that body part where you train nothing but that body part. Right? Give it its full attention. Um, Another way is to prioritize, which is, you want to do all these things together, is you want to train it every day. Now, I said train the body part every day. Does not mean have your full blown workout for that body part every day. All I'm saying is you want to give it a little signal every now and then, every 24 hours. If you're working out 5 days a week, then when you go in the gym, hit that body part with just one exercise and then go on to your routine. If you have lagging biceps, trust me, it does not hurt to go to the gym on chest day and start with one exercise of barbell curls and then go about your chest workout. You'll be surprised at how quickly that body part catches on. Learned that from my uncle, from a lot of people, from people in the prison, things like that. It works, trust me. So you want to train it every day. It does not mean a full-blown workout every day. You still want to have your day for that body part, but you still want to hit it every once in a while. At least 5 times a week. Doesn't have to be heavy. I mentioned earlier, uh, lower the weight for those exercises. Next thing is you want to have higher rep ranges. You want to recruit those muscle fibers a lot more. A lot of people think that if you use a heavy ass weight, it will recruit all the fibers in that region. Like say you have a lagging chest and you use heavy ass weight, it's gonna recruit all your chest fibers. That's not always the case. Usually, time on attention plays a part in the recruitment patterns of your muscles. That's why if you notice, you could do like 10 reps with a heavy ass weight. Let's say you pick 100 pounds, you do 10 reps of dumbbell presses, and you reach failure. You're like, oh, failure. Put the weight down. You drop down to 80. You can knock down probably another 5 reps. You knock down to 70, 60, 50, 40. You could keep pressing until you can't move your arm anymore. So those first row of muscle fibers fatigue. That does not mean that the other row is unfatigued. So pretty much it's like in the army. You send your front ranks. If they die, you send back up. Kind of like the immortals in the Persian army. So that's my theory. I believe that's how the muscle recruitment thing works. You do not recruit all your fibers in just one set of heavy 5 reps. Drop sets are a great way to recruit the dormant fibers. So try high rep ranges. If you're lagging in something, try high rep ranges. A lot of people say no, you gotta lift heavy to recruit all the. Listen, a lot of people that have dominant body parts. A lot of times, those body parts are not even the strongest body parts. For example, at one point I had a dominant chest, right? My chest is actually my weakest body part. I have a really low bench press. I barely even bench. Um, Unless like now I just started doing guillotine press, just to test it out. For example, my uncle has a great. I press more than him, but he has a great chest. His chest is it's completely developed composed to mine, and I press more. So strength is not always a factor. Johnny Jackson, everybody knows him. He has lagging legs, but he could squat a lot more than the average person. So just because you're strong in a body part does not mean it's gonna be your most dominant body part. Strength is not always a factor. I know a lot of skinny guys who bench and deadlift a lot more than big guys. So strength does not always imply um, hypertrophy or muscle, size. You'd be amazed at how many skinny people are stronger than you. So higher rep ranges to increase those lagging body parts. Sometimes the reason why it's not growing is because you're just lifting too much weight and your body's using other body parts to help. And the last seventh and final thing is you want to be obsessed with that body part. I always preach this since day one. You want something to grow, you can't just put it on the back burner. You have to be obsessed with that shit. One of the biggest uh, things that I believe in is using history as your ally. Use history as a resource to meet your goal. Look at people who had who, number one, you want to look at people who had um, the body part that you're trying to bring up. Study people that had the same problem and that actually brought it up. Look at bodybuilders that had a lagging. If you have a lagging chest, look at bodybuilders who had a lagging chest and brought it up, and kind of see what techniques they use and try to put that into your program. And number two, you want to look at people that already had dominant chest. Look at people that have great chest, whether it's genetics or not. Just look at what they're doing, and then final compare the two groups. The people that, for example, let's say we're talking about chest, right? Look at the people that had bad chest and brought it up. Write down what they did, their philosophies, not just their routine. And number two, look at the people that had great chests, and then look at what they did and their philosophy and their training routine, and then look for the common threads. That should completely, um, that should be one of the biggest reasons why the chest, came up. And if you apply that, unless you're some alien motherfucker, you should see great gains. So sorry the video is too long, but that's the 7 steps that you can use to bring up lagging body parts. Some of these I've known for a while but didn't really respect, and some of these I've just learned recently. So number one, you want to isolate and avoid compound movements. Number two, you want to lower the weight. Number three, you want to prioritize by training it first. Number four, you want to have a day just for that body part, at least a day, sometimes even 2 days. You want to train it every day, not full workout, but train it, send those signals every day. You want to increase your rep ranges, to recruit those fibers more. And last but not least, you want to be obsessed with the body part. You want to do tons of research about it. And by the way, for number 7, another great method is to trigger obsession. Take a picture of yourself. Let's say you want big traps like me. I want big traps. Take a picture of yourself and take a marker, and draw what you want to see on your physique. If you want wide lats, draw yourself standing with your less ass body, and then put the wings that you want to see, right? And look at that shit every day. Picture, visualize your body the way you want it to look with that body part, and that should help you stay motivated and trigger that obsession. All right, guys, video's too fucking long. Hope that helps. Post your comments below, and I'll try to reply um, in order received. Thank you very much.